Now, the other thing I wanted to mention before we get into news, Nintendo, you will be happy to hear and probably very surprised to hear that I watched The Queen's Gambit.
Wowie, whoa.
Did you watch it?
Of course.
Oh, scale 1 to 10.
10.
Mom Brain, you gave it a 9?
Yes.
I would give it 8.5, I think.
Number 8.
I just made that joke last night with somebody. Yes, I'd give it an 8.5. We were playing Fortnite, all the regular crew was, and we got into talking about what we're watching lately, and I had asked Grimbles from the podcast what he was watching, and him and Dew both recommended Queen's Gambit because they really liked it. So I was like, all right, I'll give it a watch because it's a limited series, so, you know, it's just one season, quote unquote, and then done. So I was like, I could watch that. So I watched it this week, and it was excellent. Yes, Nintendo?
I was just going to say, I think that's what contributes to my putting it over the edge to a 10 is that it was very bingeable, which is something that I look for.
Well, you know, they might do the old 13 Reasons Why and continue on without a book adaptation.
No.
I mean, I hope they don't, but it's been such a big hit for them that they are probably considering it.
I should send you a list of all of the things that I have been binging.
Well,
I did also start watching The Wilds.
How is it?
Wait, I thought that you were the one that brought that up to me, Rami.
I don't have any idea what The Wilds is.
It had to be you.
I honestly don't. Tell me about it.
So it's basically...
Oh, wait. Did I ask you if you watched it and you said no?
Yes.
And I was like, that was my dead end. I was like, well, that's that. I forgot all about it.
I watched it. It's basically the Lord of the Flies, but teen women.
Is it good?
And it was chef's kiss.
Ooh, bene smoocha. Well,
but I wanted it. So the thing that makes it not a 10 is that there's going to be a second season, and I won't give it away, but I don't like the direction of it. I wanted it to be just like a one and done as well.
Yeah. I forgot I even mentioned that show to you. Maybe that'll be my next one to watch. What I wanted to say about The Queen's Gambit is all the actors are great. I think it's filmed great. It's a beautiful miniseries. I have a couple issues with some of the story in some points, but I can't discuss that without spoiling things, so I won't. But the one thing I will say about it is I feel like the show is very much a glorified version of, like, you guys are going to laugh at me. It's a glorified version of, like, Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something like that. There's, like, one player who's, like, the super best, and they fight some people along the way that challenge them, but not really, and then they have a big setback. And then they learn something new where it's like, oh my God, a whole new way of playing Pokemon.
Blue Eyes White Dragon.
Yeah, something like that. And then they gotta, like, you know, then they have like the big villain face off and all that. I was like, this is pretty much Pokemon or Yu-Gi-Oh, but
so
about
that's
chess.
why you liked it.
I was just thinking about it because I was like, man, this has a lot in common with, like, very stereotypical anime as far as, like, just the story backbone goes. Obviously there's other stuff, there's more nuance in there with characters and motivations and stuff like that, but the core of it is very much that kind of stuff. And I was like, I wonder if anybody else has thought about it in that way, because again, I know it's more sophisticated than that stuff, but still, there's connections.
Now Netflix will be like, we see you've watched The Queen's Gambit. How about Pokemon?
Yeah, right. I mean, all my recommendations now are basically based on what you watch, so it doesn't matter. What was I going to say? I was going to say something about. It gave me a little bit of a Death Note vibe too, a little bit, because the main character is just so, like, smart when it comes to chess, and she outplays so many people. I felt that was a little bit like light.
Joke. When I forget what episode I was watching, where she kept, like, you know, kicking people's pawns off or whatever, and I turned to Mr. Nintendo and said, delete.
See?
Exactly what it reminded me of.
So you got the vibes too. Nintendo
Yes.
sent an amazing picture in the Discord right now with a picture of Queen's Gambit with her playing Yu-Gi-Oh. Did you make this, Nintendo, or is this already out there? This is amazing.
You're not alone.
He said, I did not make it, but it's amazing. See, I'm not the only one who thinks this. It's that same kind of thing. It's very much a glorified Yu-Gi-Oh! Or Pokemon. But I don't mean that in a bad way. It's just they have a game they're playing, and there's intense battles, and you're hoping the quote-unquote hero pulls through. But that's great, man. That's great. So, yeah, I watched that, and I really liked it. I just had to talk about it on a podcast because I was like, people need to hear that. Somebody might hear that and be like, oh, maybe I'll give it a shot. But yes, it's very good. That What's Her Face is a great actress.
Anya, is that her name?
I got no old redhead. That's the one from
Anya Taylor-Joy.
She's the one from the M. Night Shyamalan movie, right?
Yes.
Yeah, very good. Watch that show. But yeah, now I got. What anime is The Wilds like, Nintendo?
It's like the one I really liked, where I don't want to spoil it, where they're all in high school.
I mean, that's
not very specific.
That's every anime.
They're all in high school, and they have to learn something to get out of high school. Does that help you? They have to learn a life lesson. There's a band. Gidemo, Girls Dead Monster, isn't it?
What? Why do I... Hello, Mom. Thanks for joining us. I don't know. Why do I not know what you're talking about?
Hold on. I'm gonna...
High school anime band.
Angel Beats.
Oh, my God. I forgot all about Angel Beats. Yeah.
But it reminds me of Angel Beats.
Well, that's it. We could make a whole website that's just about Netflix shows.
Because they all have to, learn something about themselves while they're, out stranded on the island. It's very similar.
Thanks so much for checking out this highlight to the Go Nintendo podcast. If you'd like to subscribe to the podcast, you can check out the description below and subscribe to this channel for more podcast highlights.